Hello, and welcome back to the Very Real Estate Effect podcast, a show dedicated to real estate investing right here in Quebec. Today, I'm thrilled because it's a bit of a special episode. First of all, our guest, Thierry Joubert, is an aggressive prospector, and that's what we're going to be talking about. And we have Dino Orchard, who actually introduced us and thought it was a good idea to bring him on in order to have a conversation, the three of us. So, hey, co-host Dino, how are you?
I'm great, Axel. This is so good to be with you guys today and co-hosting with you. I've been looking forward for this for a long time. And we have this special guest today that is very awesome that I personally know. I'm very happy for him to be here today. So thanks a lot for coming, Thierry.
Thanks a lot for the flowers, Mr. Dino.
So, okay, I'm going to jump right into it, Thierry. When we met, I thought you had not only an excellent energy, but you knew what you were talking about, because a lot of people are flakes, or they try to be, and neither of us here are in that category. So first of all, how in the world did you get started in real estate?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, I wanted also to thank you guys both for this opportunity. As you know, I like to share and I like to connect with people. So that's an amazing podcast, and I really appreciate your events for Investors Real Estate Effect. I would say I started by myself when I asked about real estate investing to my family. Since there's no entrepreneur, they told me not to do it. They told me that people wouldn't pay me because I'm young. So I started by myself, buying a condo, living at my parents' house, and not even telling them about it. Because every time I was discussing about other stuff than going to school and getting a job or retirement, they were telling me that wasn't a good thing because they can only teach me what they know. So I started basically out of nothing, growing from a single mother raised. So when people tell me, well, I don't know where to start, I don't have any background in real estate, I don't have any construction, my dad doesn't know how to fix things, I tell them, listen, if you want to know how to run, it's possible, but you have to start by walking first. So that's where I started. I started at 22, buying a brand new condo, and that was my first experience. So that's where I started, because I realized that there's other ways to make money. Instead of exchanging your time for it, you can actually make it work. But I didn't know how. And you know, when you want to start, you ask your families, your friends. But if they're not entrepreneur, they don't know real estate investing, how can they teach me? So that's where I started, with a condo by myself, with no brokers. I just tried and I dipped in.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you got the response that a lot of people give, which is like, oh, don't get involved. Like, your tenants aren't going to pay you and you're going to have to fix toilets at midnight and so on and so forth, which are just myth or reality if you're really, really, really badly organized. But we all know here that it's not the case.
Exactly. And the one thing I find, especially with my business, Solution Succès Groupe Immobilier, when I help my clients, I tell them the first thing you have to do is know what's your investor profile. If you know as your profile that you don't want to deal with any tenants, with anything related to construction, that's perfect. So now you're going to build a team where you have a management team and also a construction team to be able to help you. Because one thing for sure that I want everyone to know is real estate is a team work. You cannot build a house by yourself. You cannot build a real estate portfolio by yourself. You need a team. And this is where you need to know what's your strength and what are the things you need to work on or you need to add in your team to be successful as an investor.
Absolutely. And so just to fast track a little bit, you mentioned that you've also now started a real estate company. What is it called? And I understand because you also coach investors who are looking to get in.
Yeah, that's it. So basically, I started in 2012 with that first condo. 2 years after that, I bought a duplex that was a triplex. That when I visited, I saw that there was 3 counters for hydro. So I just got the idea that maybe there's something more. and I went into the registry, and I saw that it was 3 addresses. So right there, with just one wall, I created 50,000 value. So that's where I got maybe the idea of maybe I got something into real estate, even though I'm not a broker, I don't have any contacts yet. So I started with those 2 properties. Then I was working at the high school that I'm still in right now because I love to teach and I want to build schools. That's my end game. So I had 4 years where I was a bit slow on prospection and everything. And then I just got back. And then I understood that I had the strength not only to get some good opportunities, but as a teacher, I'm able to teach people because a lot of people were reaching me now to know, hey, how did you do that? So I started in 2019 Solution Succès Groupe Immobilier, which has 2 major parts. One is to help clients get to their goals, whether it's their first property, their first investment, structure their partnership, anything related to real estate, but also being an active, or maybe I could say like Dino, hyperactive investor to be able to now manage and be a owner of 113 doors in the Quebec. So yeah, so I started that business to be able to help more people because so many people have the potential, but they have so many barriers that they don't see how they can go through by themselves. So by the same way I teach my high school students, I was able to also help my clients.
So Thierry, let me get this straight here. You work full-time as a teacher,
Yeah.
plus you own over 100 doors in real estate, and you teach new real estate investors. How do you manage your time? How do you do that?
Honestly, guys, there's no recipe for success. It's just about management. One thing for sure, guys, we all have the same wealth. The biggest wealth is not money, it's time. And we have the same time, guys, 168 hours a week. So my key for management is to use one of those hours every Sunday morning. It's called Management 168. I take 1 hour and I plan my whole week. That's the only thing I could say. Yes, I teach, but when there's a lunch break, I'm not just eating. I'm eating and maybe looking for buildings. And when the school ends, I'm not on my couch watching Netflix. I'm maybe networking with you guys, or even on the field, or even on a Zoom call with one of my clients. So I could tell you guys that I leave 7 hours of sleep every day. And the rest of it is just living out of my passion, which is teach, invest, and help people.
Actually, I really like the expression, the management 168. I might reuse that. So thank you very much.
No problem.
I love it too.
Yeah. And so when we had spoken before, you had mentioned that you got a number of deals right now in, I think in Lachine and other neighborhoods in Montreal. And we had talked a little bit about, prospecting. And I wanted to take some time today to really talk about that because so many people complain, oh, I can't find deals. There's no deals and stuff like that. But like all 3 of us agree that there's deals everywhere. You just have to be selective on which ones you actually want to take and which ones you actually want to take to the finish line. And so first of all, like, how do you go about what are your prospecting techniques? Like, how do you start to fill your top of the funnel in your pipeline?
Well, basically, I would say that prospecting is an art because it involves communication, creating relations, negotiating, all kinds of stuff. But let's say I would split it in, let's say 3. I would say that, first of all, there's the market, which is Centris, Duproprio, or any Kijiji, Lepac kind of stuff like that. I would say that most people only look at the property and the price, and that's what they look at. I look at, is there a way to increase value? Whether it's for the land, whether it's to add any units, whether it's to put some renovations inside the units to be able to increase the rents. It's always about adding value. So I would say when I look on the market, I do not look only at the property. I always open my eyes to create an opportunity. So that's where I think on the market, I think I have an edge on some people. It's just that I'm not looking at the house. I'm looking at the land. I'm looking at the city zonage. I don't know what
zoning.
So zoning, to be able to look through not just the house, but the potential of the city or l'arrondissement.
Mhm.
Sorry for the French English. Some words I can't translate them. But yeah, so I would say that's what I do for on market.
Yeah.
Second of all, let's say off market now. So for off market, what I do is I target some streets, some neighborhoods that I know that the value is increasing. As an investor, you have to see the things that are coming up. You don't want to buy when everything has raised. You want to buy first, then create that value. So that's what I do. So whether it's by sending letters, whether it's by knocking doors, whether it's by just walking into the streets, talking to a tenant to get the phone number of the owner to be able to create a link. So I use various techniques, but one thing's for sure is I know my profile as an investor and I'm always looking to create value. I'm not for just doing one quick transaction to make a bit of money. I'm more for a long term because for me, real estate is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So that's how I see it.
Yeah.
And I would say my third, oh, go ahead.
Do you do the legwork, or you have a team that does the legwork for you?
So basically, I have a team now. So in Solution Success Group Immobilier, we're right now 4, maybe looking to add a 5th person. I have a manager of operations. I have 2 real estate managers. So they also help through the prospecting. So we work as a team for prospecting. And my third chapter for prospecting would be my network.
Yeah.
I receive so many opportunities just because people want to do business with our group, just because I go to events, just because I always talk about real estate. Because guys, the thing is, if you want to be an active real estate investor, everyone in the room must know that that's what you're doing. Because if you're trying to purchase some properties off market, but nobody knows that you're looking to buy, how can you get that lead to be able to close a deal?
Yeah.
So I would say my third biggest link now is just my network. I get calls or send listings, whether it's on or off markets, almost every day. I don't buy them all. I analyze them. I see what's my profile, what I'm looking for. But for prospecting, that's my main game plan. So on market, off market, and network. That's where I get my deals.
I love how you just do, very simple things. And in the third category, just like as simple as let everyone know what it is that you do and what it is that you're looking for. And it's amazing what comes back to you.
That is the best key, honestly. I've been into lots of networking events. And when I speak to a person, I realize that, yes, he's looking for a 6plex, 8plex. But if I don't ask 15 questions, he's not going to say it. So even if I had a pocket deal that I was willing to sell now, I wouldn't sell it to him because he didn't even tell me that he was looking for it. So guys, if you want something, just tell everyone and you'll find it, whether it's today, tomorrow, or in 6 months. Also, what I would say for prospecting is people want quick results. We're used now to Instagram, instant things. We're looking for something, we Google, we get the answer fast. This is not the game for real estate prospecting. It takes time. And the key, Dino, as we discussed, is on the follow-ups. People do not follow up. They have a conversation. Yeah, maybe I want to sell in maybe a month or 2. And then they just never follow up. And then the file is now a bit heated. And then who comes in? Me. And I will follow up and then I'll close it. That's the reality. So guys, follow up is the key on real estate, creating relations and follow-ups. After that, your network, your brokers, your evaluators. Now I could give you a golden nugget. What I do now, when I go to a new notary, I sign my deal, I get the deal, I take him for a coffee a week after, and I tell him, listen, you do transactions every day. Let me know as soon as you know that there's one owner that wants to sell. That's another trick that I can share with you guys. So once you close a deal with a notary, always bring him for coffee, lunch, and tell him directly, hey, listen, I'm an active investor. I did this with you today, but I'm looking for more transactions.
It's all about the relationships.
Yeah.
It works so hard to build the relationships. You have to maintain them. And like you said, bring them for coffee, go for lunch. I sent a bouquet of not flowers, but fruits to my notary in July. They were overwhelmed with the work. July, notaries, how it is. So they were very happy. So I totally agree. Nice approach.
And going back to what you said about the notary, like it's true for so many professionals. I have a friend who brought me a deal like that. He's an accountant and he was working with one of his clients. Another one who's in tax. Same thing. Hey, in succession, they don't want to, the kids, they don't want to keep it. It's sixplex on the, it was in Villeray, stuff like that. There's always opportunities, and creating the network with owners is one thing, but also with professionals that have an active role in those daily transactions is key, because they see it go through every single day.
I have another one for you guys. So I usually have the same team. So I like to create a good relation. So my inspector, one day, he went on an inspection. And when he did the inspection, there wasn't big renovations to do, but it wasn't suited for the clients. What happened? The day after, he calls me. He's like, listen, Thierry, I think they're going to pull out. So if you want to get in quick, I think you can manage to do something. And that's where I got that deal. Just because I maintain a relation with one professional directly involved in real estate, and he knows that I'm a serious buyer. So he gave me the lead and I closed right away.
Guys, don't you agree that real estate is a people's business?
Oh yeah, 200%. It's people's business. You deal with tenants, you deal with professionals, anything except the brick and the walls are based with humans. So guys, it's all about humans.
I'm so glad you're saying that, because I started like the podcast with an episode almost just dedicated to that, and it's so true. It's 100% a people business. Okay, so keep going. Let's keep going on the prospecting here. When you make offers, what kind of conditions do you include to really make sure that your offer stands out of the pile? Why are they going to pick your offer versus another guy who maybe is offering more money?
Okay, so the first thing I would say that now is not necessarily a trick. It's just to remove the inspection clause. So some people now are used to that clause. But I would say the next one would be the financing clause. If you have two offers and one needs 30 days, 60 days to get the offer accepted, or I come in with a 5 days cash offer, I would say my offer will probably go in the top of the file, even if I don't have the higher price, just because it's simpler for the broker and for the vendor. The other thing I would say is the delay for the deed of sale. If you can close in 20 days, 25 days, it's different than if you put in an offer and you're waiting to sell your house or sell this or refinance this, and you have to push it 3-4 months. So I would say get the closer as you can for the deed of sale. Make sure that the seller, the broker gets paid ASAP, because we all know the market, like brokers live of that. And the sellers, when they sell, it's because usually they need the funds to do something else. So I would say close your deed of sale as soon as possible. And I would say also, if you can manage to work with your network with a private lender or passive investors to be able to show funds, I think that is one thing that can help any investor to get a deal. Let's say there's 5-6 offers. So that's what I would say. And also what I do is position two types of offers sometimes. I would offer one aggressive cash offer, and I would give a second one, which is more conventional with creative financing, which is a balance of sale, buyout of actions, or anything like that. So that's one other thing that I do. Except that I also present myself. I ask the broker to be able to present myself to the seller. I want him to know that I'm not just buying buildings to buy them. I want to add value to my tenants, and my end game is to build schools. So that's why I do what I do. And I think sometimes that also gives me an edge on other people's. Also, my website. I just share my website. Everything is on it. You see my transaction. So just right now, with those 2 or 3 tricks, it seems like this offer, yes, maybe it's not the best price in what I have, but that guy will close it ASAP. So that's what I could say for how I position my offers.
Going back to the offer, sorry, because I'm hugging the mic, and do you know, for you after, but like, are there special clauses or special things that you include if your offer is coming on the market or off the market? Do you structure it differently?
I would say if it's on the market, like I said, about the financing, the inspection, the date for the closing. If it's off market, it's more about relations, right? Because there's no like in between broker. So I would say in both cases, actually, I always ask the broker or the seller, what's the most important thing for you? Some of them, it's not the money, it's the delay. Some of them, it's just to be able to make sure that when they sell, their tenants are okay. You're not going to come at them with a letter to kick them. It depends. You have always to adapt to what the seller wants. So it's important for investors to ask, why is that person selling? And after that transaction, where is he going through? Is it a new project? Is it just for the family? I think that's something else, especially off market when you deal directly with the owner, that you can work with.
Again, about the relationships.
Yeah.
People's business. You get to know your seller, why he's selling, when, what's the reason, what's next, what does he like in life? Well, so you're building.
It's 100% that. And I had one deal that, guys, that was a hat trick. Bought the building from the guy directly from the owner, got paid, had a profit, reinvested that money with me. That was for me a hat trick because I fulfilled his need now of selling, and now he had some money that he didn't know how to make it work, and he invested back with me. So I was like, wow, this is the perfect example that if you create a real relation and you're looking for a win-win, that's one other thing. Guys, when you negotiate, it's not about pulling everything your side. It has to be win-win. Both parties need to win something. And if I add something that goes for you, I will add something that goes for me. And it's not just the price, it's about the conditions. So be able to create a win-win as negotiator will help you to close a deal, I think, from my perspective, and always about relation.
Yeah. And so as we're going on the people side, and as Dino keeps reminding us, in networking, meeting new people every day and following up and keeping track and stuff like that. Like, how do you go about it? And actually, both of you guys are really good at this. And I'd love to hear your perspective. And what is it that you would share with other people who sometimes feel shy or they don't know how to do it? Like, what's one thing or two they can do to become better at it, to build long-term relationships?
Okay. So I would say first thing, before you go to a networking event, ask yourself, why are you going? Ask yourself, what are you looking for to move forward for your next step in your business? Once you have those answers, you get into a mindset where as soon as you get in, you're like in a basketball court. You need to score points. Scoring points for me means what is getting an opportunity to create a relation to people, to let them know what I do and what I'm looking for. And also spreading knowledge to be able to receive knowledge, because you're only going to get when you give. If you're here at a networking just to pull out information from people, you're not going to get nothing, right? Mm-hmm. So I would say first thing, know why you're going and what you're looking for. Once you have that, you get into the field. If you're a bit shy, you don't know what to say, start with that same person that is you. Start with that same person that you look at the network who's alone, or the two people that don't know where to stand, where to go, what to drink. Go talk to them. Tell them, hey, you look just like me. What are you doing? And then you start the conversation. After that, you can also be able to be surrounded by other people and just enter a circle and say, hey guys, it looks interesting. What are you guys talking about? Mm-hmm. So it's just about creating one line, one sentence to open a discussion, and then be able to go ahead with what you're looking for, what you're doing, and spreading your knowledge. And whether it's because you're looking for your first property or you have 300,000 doors, we're all here to learn. And at the end, we're all going to die, right? So it's all about memories and relations. So be able to build that every day. It's important. So for networking, that's my keys. So know what you're looking for, know what you do, tell them what you do, and also spread some knowledge. Help them. If they have an issue that you know the answer, don't hide it. Tell them for free, not to expect anything back. But you see, sometimes it's going to come back. So that's how I approach things. Also, I would say, do not approach people directly and ask them for something. That's something that I say because I live it. Some people, they just talk to me for 2 minutes and they're already asking me, hey, do you have a deal that you can give me? Hey, do you have a contact for a bank manager that can help me? Relax. Let's just talk about you, what you're doing, what you're looking for, and then maybe I can help you. So that's what I would say. I don't know if Dino, you have anything to add, but that's my tricks.
Look, I honestly think I do a lot of networking. I'm all about networking. I think it's all about the people you know and the people who knows you. I think it's all about the relationships in the real estate, and I keep on saying it always, always, always. I think I'm pretty good at networking, but you're like next level, man. Seriously, you're gonna take the most out of the event or the evening. Like you're going there with a plan and for a reason, and you're gonna get whatever you need. Or so last time I was in a networking event with you was actually at Axel's networking event that he did a few weeks ago. That was awesome, by the way. You came in and you introduced yourself. This is what I do, and what's your name? How can I help you?
Yeah.
And is there something, so you're getting all the info you need. You're helping other people. You're getting your name out there, your business out there. People get to know you. And you're so right. When some people are going to go networking and they're shy. It's their first networking. They're not sure how to approach it. And they're going to be like, there's 100 people and they're going to be like in the corner and, oh, I know that guy. I saw him. So they're going to speak with that guy. Well, that's not the point. That's not why you were going to the networking. You have to meet other people. Mm-hmm. And you, on the other hand, Siri, you shake everybody's hand. Man, woman, old, young, whatever. Yeah. You get in there and you get your name known. So kudos to you. That I loved it. It inspired me, actually. So I love it.
Thanks a lot, guys. But honestly, that's one thing I think I want to push on what you just said. If you go with, let's say, someone that you know, or you're going alone, but you're already one or two person there, please spend the less time with them and the most time with other people. Yeah. Don't get in your comfort zone. If you stay in your comfort zone, where are you growing your network? You have to put yourself out of your comfort zone, which means speaking with other people. Because yes, often I see also that they come two people and they speak to each other all the night. Yeah. Well, what did you do now? You just had the same conversation that you could have had yesterday. When you go for networking, guys, it's important to know what you're looking for, be able to present yourself, shake hands, fist bump, crack a joke. I don't care. Just talk to people and be humble. Share. And you'll see that wherever your background is, whatever you do, people will connect with you if you're really honest about it.
And I was going to say, like, lead with value. Like when you meet people, how can I help you? My objective is to help you first. That's the first thing I want to do. I'm not here to take. I'm not here to ask you for your contacts. I'm not here to ask you for a deal after 3 minutes. I just want to see, like, what can I do for you? How can I help you? And in your case, Thierry, like when you talk to everyone in the night, also one thing that's fun is that you can say, like, hey, but you're looking for this. Have you met him? Because here you are, you just arrived and you're actually introducing people that don't know each other yet because you just identified them on both sides. There might be an opportunity just because they have a conversation. And that's the fun part where I find, like, leading with value of just connecting these two people so they can have a chat.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Go ahead, Dino.
One thing, X, I have to tell you, I've been to a few of your networking events and I know that you're the host and all, and you speak with everybody, but just the way you do it, you're so calm and you know everybody and you know how to put people together. And you've done that to me many times in events like that. You said, Dino, come here, you have to meet this person. So-and-so, you have to meet Dino. And we shoot the shit, we connect and we connect after we do business. So it's like that for you. It's a natural talent. So kudos for you on that too. So that's very important also. It's a good point.
Well, thanks a lot, man. My goal is to build value for people, so I hope it helps. All right, we kind of have to wrap up. I know we could continue this conversation for another 2 hours, but I'd have like two more questions for you, Thierry, and one of them is, what's your recipe for success, man? And I know it's so open-ended, and just that could be like you could write a book about it. But like, what's two things that you want to share with people on how they can improve and how they can actually reach their objective?
Okay, so my business is Solution Success, right? So that's my main brand. Do not focus on the problems, guys. First tip, we're so focused on the problems that we're not looking for solutions. I met at your event one lady who told me, well, I wanted to invest, but I know someone that had a triplex and that he had problems with the tenants. And I'm like, whoa, you're focused on the problem. First thing, you're not that person. That's one. Number two, if you don't want to manage, just put a management company. There's always a solution for that. So tip number one, especially when you start, do not focus on the problems. Focus on the solution, and then you'll move forward. My second tip will be, actually I have three. My second tip would be, it's important to get basic knowledge. Do not throw yourself with no knowledge. And when I say knowledge, I'm not saying just to pay 10, 15, 20,000 trainings. Yes, it could be great also, but there's so many free stuff just on YouTube. Like good content is available for free. Yeah, a lot of you guys share podcasts. There's so many. So educate yourself first, because when you want to sprint, you need first to know how to run. Before you know how to run, you need to know how to walk. Start with the base, which is knowledge, and then you can make some actions. Because my third tip would be get into the action. Most people are just analyzing, waiting for the next deal. Just jump in. You need to take actions every day through your goals, and you need to set objectives. Let's say I want to get my first deal. I would say, okay, break it down. How many brokers have you contacted? How many visits? How many offers? How many owners have you contacted? Let's say give yourself a challenge. Okay, this week I need to speak with 5 different owners. There's 7 days in the week, so I need to speak with 5 owners. Even if you reach 2, that's 2 more that you were at 0. So next week you can increase. So stay motivated, but put some objectives to be able to reach them. So that's the tricks I would give to people to get success. Because at the end, there's no secret recipe, guys. We can speak to any real estate investor that had any success, and it always comes out to the same thing. You have to know your profile. You have to find the solution. You have to build your network. It's all the same thing. But for me, those are the 3 things I think most people have issues, and that's where I get most of my clients, is because I get them through those challenges.
All about the mindset, huh?
All about the mindset.
Cool. So finally, one last question. So where can people find out more about you?
Oh, my website, so solutionsuccess.com. Anyone can reach me there, get a 30 minutes. I can break down, speak about real estate, make sure they know a bit where they want to go, if I can help them or not. Just speak about what their challenges are. But usually after that 30 minutes, I especially know where I can bring that person to attain their objective. So my website is the best option to reach me. If not, Instagram, it's possible also with my business, Solution Success. Except that I would say Facebook, my personal page. I'm not into Facebook all the time, but if you send me a message, for sure you'll get an answer from me.
Sounds
Also
good.
find a video of him on TikTok now.
Yeah, find me on TikTok with Dino Orchards.
Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, guys, this was really fun. I actually quite like the format, and Thierry, I knew this would be a fun episode because you have so much to share. So as usual, for everyone listening, if you like the content and you want to support us in getting better and better guests, please subscribe, send us some comments, leave a rating. It's always appreciated. And in the meantime, go and make some offers, take action, meet people, and we will talk again next week. Thank you very much. Hey, and Dino,
for the invitation. Keep it up, guys.
yeah, thank you very much, Thierry. This was fun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Talk to you next week. Ciao.
Take care, man.